Welcome to the poorly recorded bowels of Netflix. So, we had some technical difficulties, didn't we, Larry?
I blame the editing department. I think Fred and Barney were drunk on the job. I don't want to say that. I know there's a union, but I think,
I think the problem was they were using pterodactyls on the keyboards, and they're just too big.
Right. It's almost like you should use fingers, like a goddamn fucking human.
So, what actually happened is, and I didn't realize this at the time, but about a little more than an hour and a half into my review of The Canyons, I just started vomiting onto my computer, which must have damaged some of the internal parts, and the recording got a little gammy. So there's some weird stuff going on in there. We tried to edit it as best we could, but it's still better than The Canyons, so I don't feel too bad about myself.
Yeah, when you were violently retching, I thought I might want to say something, but I felt it would be rude to interrupt the lady when she's retching. Why did I call you a lady? That's not funny. It's just mean. I swear to God, it's
very
James
rude
Dean
to ladies
influence
around the world, Larry. Come on.
It's the influence of this movie. It's allegedly making me an awful person.
Ladies, such as Lindsay Lohan, as which we now have proof, have lovely, shapely bosoms. Not my lumpy, awful shame. It's just shame. It's Big Macs and shame.
So, enjoy this poorly recorded episode of The Bowels of Netflix.
Welcome to the Bowels of Netflix, where your fearless co-hosts Isaac and Larry force each other to watch the worst pieces of shit on Netflix. We will go over every bad edit, all the broken dialogue, all the wooden acting, and laugh along the way, because this is the Bowels of Netflix!
Alright, welcome to the Bowels of Netflix. I am Isaac, and with me as always is my naked, delightful co-host, Larry.
It's funny you say naked. I had to actually remember to put on clothes before I started the video call.
Well,
I was.
I thought we were doing a thematic thing, because this is Lindsay Lohan's first nude scene in a movie. So I thought we were both going to be naked. That's why I'm naked.
I was going to ask, but I kind of thought it'd be funnier just to not. Just to, But no, yeah. I'm wearing a shirt. I'm not wearing pants.
Oh, as long as you're hanging dong. Because we get dong in this movie, too.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah. Get a couple.
That might be the first dong in Bowels.
3 dongs.
Oh, shit. That's a lot of dongs.
It's a lot of dongs. One of them is unfortunate, though. We'll get to that. I think
I've seen that one before, come to think of it.
Yeah, unfortunately. So, this is The Bowels of Netflix. It's a podcast where two old friends who hate each other force each other to watch the worst movies they can find on Netflix. This week, I am suffering because Larry has made me watch a movie. We'll discuss what that movie is in just a hot second. But if you want to find us online, we're at Facebook and Twitter. Those are both at Bowels of Netflix. You can also send us an email, bowelsofnetflix@gmail.com. Send us your thoughts on the show. Let us know how we've deeply offended you in some way. If you have any suggestions for movies or, I don't know, just any thoughts or anything, we love to read them. We might read them on air sometime. So that'd be good. Don't forget to rate and subscribe and tell your friends, because we really love doing this. And we like to keep going. So the more listeners we get, the less we feel like we're just jerking each other off.
Which you would still be doing anyway, but
right, yeah. It's nice to
I like
pretend.
it when people watch.
It's like when you dress up in, when we dress up in tuxedos and jerk each other off, and we just pretend that's what high society people do.
Is it not?
That's basically what Eyes Wide Shut was all about.
I never saw that movie, but when I was a kid, I was staying at a daycare, and it was like one of those daycares that was run by a Christian woman, and she's lovely, God bless her. She ran it in her house, and I guess they had been watching it on a VHS the night before, and somebody hit play on the VCR, and it was just like a topless one walking around, and just like, I've never seen someone move across a room so quickly. That's my only experience with Eyes Wide Shut, was like being 11, and it's probably like the second pair of naked breasts I'd ever seen that I wasn't related to.
Nice.
So it was like it was an odd experience.
When you say related to, do you mean your own?
I mean, those two, I guess. I was skinny as a kid. It wasn't until I became a teenager that I got super fat.
Okay. I forget when I developed my bosoms. Probably teenager, maybe like 12.
Yeah, it wasn't like a noteworthy event for me. I didn't mark it in a journal. Like, Dear Diary, you'll never guess what happened to me today. I'm now officially a woman.
My entire family sent me cards. Congratulations on your boobies, you fat little fuck.
Oh, God, that's not what happens with girls, is it?
They don't have a menstruation party, do they? I don't think so, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Women confuse me. We
And
still
me.
have, we still have to find the clitoris, Larry.
I mean, I got a map.
Was that the map
It's
no man
the
can
map
read?
no man can read.
Right?
Yeah, damn it.
Oh, God. All right. This week's movie. Larry, what did you make me watch?
Well, on the recommendation of my now longtime dungeon master, James, he suggested this movie called The Canyons, starring a one Lindsay Lohan, post-fame, I'm pretty sure.
Now, when you say dungeon master, you mean like bondage, BDSM kind of stuff, right?
No, I mean it in the conventional sense of Dungeons and Dragons, but I mean, I have that other dungeon master is, we don't, he gets paid for his anonymity, so.
Oh, nice. So yeah, this is an interesting movie, and there's kind of a lot of backstory, so I'm going to try to plunge through that so we can get to the meat. But this movie is called The Canyons. Came out in 2013. It is not very well reviewed, even by audience standards.
No, it is not.
So, the tomato meter, which is a critic aggregated score, sits at a 22, which is very low, even for the movies we review.
That's pretty bad.
The audience score for Rotten Tomatoes is 15. So that's actually
even
lower.
worse.
Yep. That's usually we don't see it that low. And IMDb, which is notoriously high, came at 61%, I think, for Pirates, is 38, or 3.8, 38% basically.
Yeah.
But that's low for IMDb.
That's
Now,
really low.
The budget of this movie is interesting, because the budget for last week's movie, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales, was just shy of $250 million. I think it came in around $230.
Yeah, it was insane.
This movie, which was funded by Kickstarter, which we'll get to, its budget was 1,000th of the budget of Dead Man Tell No Tales.
So wait, let me do that math.
$250,000. 250 grand.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, some of our listeners own homes that are worth more than this movie. And its gross theater haul was $265,000.
Oh, so just barely.
Made its money. Just barely.
Enough to cover the cost of coke used on set.
I don't think
allegedly.
I don't think it was worth the headaches involved in making this.
By the way, I think if you've never heard the word allegedly, get ready to hear it a bunch.
Oh yeah,
a bunch.
There's a lot of alleged things that have gone on relating to this movie and the people in this movie.
Dear me.
So this movie has some weird levels of star power connected to it, but they've all had some sort of fall from grace. We'll start off with the screenwriter, Bret Easton Ellis, who became a famous novelist at age 21 for, I forget what his first book was, came out in 85, something like Zero Dark Third, no, it's not that.
That was going to be my suggestion.
The main thing he's famous for is writing the novel American Psycho, which the movie from 2000 starring Christian Bale was based on.
Interesting. I've never seen that movie, but it's supposed to be amazing.
Yeah, I watched a little tiny bit of it because it relates to this movie in some ways.
Oh, good.
And I really want to see the whole thing. It looks amazing. It looks like everything this movie was trying to be and utterly failed at. So Bret Easton Ellis was sort of a writer darling and young star for a little while, but now he's 50 and hasn't done anything in a long time. And he just wrote this movie 5 years ago. Also, of some notoriety is the director, Mr. Paul Schrader, who's used to be a screenwriter. He wrote the Martin Scorsese movies Taxi Driver and Raging Bull, which are both... and Raging Bull we have referenced recently in our Bonus Adventures in the Colon episode about Spaghetti de Coco. It all ties together.
I feel like that movie would be... The only thing that'd make it better is if it had, like, I don't know, a 3-legged basketball-playing dog. And if you want to get that reference, listen to the episode 1 of the Bonus Adventures in the Colon, because it's a doozy.
But Paul Schrader, I forget, he was involved in American Gigolo. I forget if he wrote it or directed it or both. Now, and he's done other stuff, too. Taxi
Driver and Raging Bull are, like, critically acclaimed movies of great regard.
Yes. Yeah, all around. Writing's great, directing's great, acting's great.
I've seen Raging Bull. It's incredible. I've never seen Taxi Driver.
Same here, actually. But Raging Bull, just, fucking black and white with De Niro. It's gut-punching.
Oh, yeah. You're fired. All right, I'm now taking replacements for co-hosts.
But Paul Schrader's career trajectory has taken a rough arch from promising to middling to making an Exorcist prequel that he ended up getting kicked off of and then it ended up being a horrible flop anyway, to begging on his knees for money and bitching about how far Hollywood has sunk.
Why did he get kicked off
I guess he sucked at it bad enough. I don't know the full story on that one.
Golly.
But he came back and directed another Exorcist prequel after he got kicked off that one? I don't know. There's a lot I couldn't get into.
Oh, man.
So, The Canyons was funded via Kickstarter. And you have sort of your standard things, like you get a copy of the script if you donate $50, or you get, whatever, pre-release material, stuff like that. But some of the higher-end items I found very interesting. So, if you donated to The Canyons, you could get a week of working out with Bret Easton Ellis and his personal trainer for the low cost of $3,001. You could also get a Paul Schrader script critique for the low price of $5,001.
Oh my god. You think he'll still take that deal?
He's probably making another crowdfunded movie, honestly.
I mean, if we just call him and be like, hey, we have a podcast and we wrote a script, you want to critique it on the air for us? We'll give you $5,010.
He probably would. As long as we gave him money. That seems to be the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
And the best and saddest, and I can't believe someone paid for this, the money clip Robert De Niro gave Schrader on the set of Taxi Driver was sold on Kickstarter for $10,000.
$10,000. It must be nice to have money. It really must be nice to have money
to buy random shit like that.
Like
it must.
What in the fucking world?
Must be also to have had money and then not have money. So you sell the money clip De Niro gave you 50 years ago that you've been hanging on to.
Oh my God.
So you can make the Canyons.
To make the Canyons when you put it that way.
So Ellis, the screenwriter, was desperate to cast a one James Dean, who, if you're not familiar, is a porn star and an alleged rapist.
Allegedly.
Yes. He has not been convicted of any sexual deviancy or sexual crimes. But several people, and Larry, you know a little more about this than I do, because I pretty much only know about Stoya.
Just a little more.
Stoya, she came out in 2015 accusing him, and you said there was someone else too?
Yeah, my other favorite porn star, because yes, I'm not ashamed to say that I have two favorite porn stars, and James Dean has allegedly raped them both.
What does that say about you, Larry?
I don't know. And I'm, honestly, because I found this out like 3 days ago, I'm a little afraid of what this says about me. But the other one...
Do you only have two porn stars?
No, I mean, they're my favorite.
Okay.
I like them because they love their work, and it's obvious. And that I can appreciate.
Nice.
And
before, so it's like a work ethic thing.
Before I tighten a noose any more around my neck, that is how I will end off. And yes, it is a work ethic. I honestly think that has something to do with it. Because I'm like a workaholic and I measure my life having to... Boy, this is going to get sad. This is going to get sad real quick if I don't fucking stop. So yeah, because I believe he was discovered by a porn star named Joanna Angel, who she owns a porn company that she started with a roommate. that's pretty successful now for, like, homegrown porn, nice. Which is got to be the most disgusting amount of words put together that just sounds awful, so I want to immediately rescind it.
It sounds like a petri dish you came in a bunch of times until the sperms start fucking each other.
And I know he dated her for a long time, and she was, like, just basically terrified. And she said if she could go back in time and undiscover him for porn, she would.
Oh, wow. And he is one of the most popular male porn stars around. And I mean, his career's taken a hit because of all the accusations, but still.
And he dated her, Joanna Angel, and Stoya. And Stoya is a huge, big-time porn star. I know at one point, I don't know if this is still the case, her fleshlight, which, if you're below the age of 15, plug your ears now, which is a artificial vagina, which a lot of times are molded after famous vaginas of history. Like, Joan of Arc and Amelia Earhart. No, but
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Oh God, that thing. Stoya
flapping meat curtains hanging down.
Her fleshlight was the highest selling one. I know it was the most popular one, meaning technically I think that means she had the most popular vagina in the world. But so she dated James Dean for a while too, and allegedly by her committed acts of rape, and is a horrible human being.
Very, very sad and disappointing.
Yeah, it really is.
And it's after hearing that, it's because for our listeners who might be connoisseurs of the pornography, a lot of times maybe you'll be flipping through Pornhub or something like that. You'll see a thumbnail that piques your interest. And it'll just be like someone's gaping asshole with a big dick in it.
Yep.
And you're like, all right, I got to check this out. And you start playing it, and it's fucking James Dean. And you're like, great, I don't want to watch this now, fucking asshole.
I haven't encountered him since I heard about these allegations.
He still pops up every once in a while, and it's like, oh, fuck, man, I was enjoying myself. Now
I mean, because, like, I think because my two favorite porn stars have alleged against him, I think a lot of those videos of those people are vanishing. So, and while I don't always decide to, if I choose to partake in an evening of pornography with, like, a snifter of brandy by the fire, I don't always look for the same people, but, I would say I gravitate, I would say I gravitate more towards, you know what, let's, so, besides being a rapist allegedly, what else you got? Jesus fucking Christ.
I just gotta say, when we start selling bonus content, there needs to be an evening of pornography with Larry Beard.
Look, I will do... it's kind of hard to shame me. I'll basically talk about anything, but I don't know that I'm gonna... Let's leave it off the main stage. Maybe there'll be an
No, I was thinking it'd be a one-on-one. Like, we get $100 donation, and they call in and just, like, watch a porn with you over the phone.
For $5,001. No, man, I'll talk about porn. I don't care.
Okay, so... there's a couple random things about James Dean. One I'll mention later because I got it from the New York Times article, and I forget where I saw this. It might have just been his Wikipedia page, so I don't know how true it is. But apparently, it's been his dream to be a porn star since he was 5.
I read that too at one point.
Yep. Which is interesting.
That's weird to me.
Yeah.
No, and again,
I don't think... I'm all for sexual liberation and, like, children being aware of what sex is. I don't think a child at 5 should know what a porn star is, though. I feel like that might get pushed down a couple of years.
This is not the right term, but it's gonna work for what I'm talking about. My sexual awakening, gigantic air quotes, was pretty young, I would say. I think it's might be younger than a lot of people I've talked to about this, but not 5 years old, no. No, I didn't know what PPs did at 5 years old.
Yeah, and some people start masturbating that young, and that's okay, but to turn that into wanting to be a porn star is strange, to say the least.
And it's going to sound like I'm being hypocritical, because I just praised Stoya and Joanna Angel for very much loving their work. However, I don't know that it seems odd to be a childhood aspiration.
Yeah,
I think there's 30 minutes in every teenager's life where they want to do, every teenage boy's life where they think it's the greatest job in the world. But
yeah,
it seems odd to be like going to school and thinking like, I want to be a porn star. Especially considering the allegations against him makes it all the more distressing.
I think it's, and not to malign porn stars, because there's so much of that in our society, which is really annoying. And a lot of the articles about this movie, which came out in 2013 before the accusations, every time James Dean was referenced, it was porn star James Dean. Porn star James Dean. That's the only thing he is a porn star. Which bothered me. Now it doesn't bother me. It's fuck him. But
allegedly fuck him. But, well, no, actually a lot of people have fucked him.
Yeah. But wanting to be a porn star at 5 seems similarly strange to wanting to work in a sewage treatment plant at the age of 5. Like, yeah, someone's got to do that job, but why are you dreaming about that at the age of 5? You know, be a baseball player, be a firefighter, be an astronaut, man.
I don't know. It's not something I don't think I'd encourage. I don't know. It seems very strange. Like, I'm not trying to malign, pornography, and there's good and bad to that, like in anything else, but it seems a very strange choice, and I think, considering some of the allegations that have come out, I think that, just calling it a strange choice is not that far out of the realm of, being right.
I don't know what to make of it, necessarily, but it's
not
strange.
Right about it, and I don't know how... I'm not clever enough to put my finger on it. I'm not smart enough to dissect that,
So, while Ellis was desperate to cast James Dean, which no one else in the pre-production really wanted to do, Schrader was desperate to cast Lindsay Lohan, whose life at that point had been spiraling out of control for a few years. She had been under arrest several times at that point, in and out of rehab, all sorts of stuff. And he was desperate to cast her, everyone else, because she was basically uninsurable. Because to be on a major movie, you need to have insurance, so if you die or get arrested in the middle of production, they don't lose all their money. So, for Lohan, she basically couldn't make any movies besides The Canyons, because it was funded by a Kickstarter. So, and there's a fascinating, long New York Times article titled, "Here's What Happens When You Cast Lindsay Lohan in Your Movie," written by Stephen Roderick and published January of 2013. And he seems to have had an unprecedented access to the set, cast, and crew. Because he's got detailed descriptions of filming and personal interviews behind the scenes with everyone. And it's a really fascinating read, and there's tons of details about Lohan's life being out of control, partying with Lady Gaga, and just shitty things she did on set and not showing up on time. I don't want to get into all that because we're not fucking TMZ, for God's sake. But it's a fascinating read. But I have one quote, and I'm sure Lindsay Lohan's had a lot of problems. I think she had some family issues. She obviously has a history with substance abuse. So I don't want to make fun of that or make light of that in any way. I hope she gets better and does well for herself and all of those things. But that's not an excuse for being an asshole. And there's one quote that really bothers me and really just shows her character like nothing else. So, she's already pulled a bunch of crap, in pre-production. They're doing their first table read, and she's already pulled crap. Schrader is explaining to Lohan the character she's going to be playing at the table read with everyone around. He says, she's a failed actress, and being a failed actress is formative. Lindsay Lohan snorts a laugh and says, well, it's nothing like going to jail, I can tell you that.
Thanks, Lindsay.
Despite technically being jailed 6 times for her various crimes, by the way, people who are not rich and famous would be sentenced much more harshly. Out of the roughly 8 months that she was sentenced to, Lohan spent a grand total of 14 days in jail. Most of her jailings last less than a few hours due to overcrowding of the prisons, which is lawyer speak for, here's $5,000, get this bitch out of prison. So, that entitled little brat talking about being to prison, fuck, God, I smack her. Okay, anyway. So, Here's a couple other bizarre gems.
I don't mean you erect. I mean prison makes you like hard edged. Sorry.
Oh, here I was starting to touch myself. So here's a couple other gems from the article before we get into the movie. James Dean's parents are rocket scientists.
Well, I'm sorry. Beg pardon?
James Dean's parents are rocket scientists.
Okay.
I don't know what to do with that information, but
I feel like it's very important. Somewhere out there, there's a psychologist putting a lot of pieces together.
Right. That's where he got his fascination with phallic-shaped objects. Bret Easton Ellis, the writer, and James Dean exchanged flirty texts during the casting process.
Well, I mean, you and I flirt over text too, so I'll give that one a pass.
This is true. It's strange. I don't think they were friends.
James Dean has done a lot of porn. His allegations aside, he's probably pretty fast and loose when it comes to sexuality, in fairness. But that is true. Kind of odd to somebody you never met. I think I'd be a little put off.
Yeah, and I've never been in Hollywood. Maybe that you just flirt with everyone all the time. Weird. So if you've seen, did you watch like the first 5 minutes? I did,
but I got this recommendation a while ago. It's just been in my back pocket. I remember very, very little.
So the opening scene is really weird. We'll get into that. But apparently Lindsay Lohan showed up. I think it was the first day of shooting, and they're at this restaurant and they only have it for a few hours. And she did her own makeup, and her eyeshadow or eyeshadow, I guess, is really over the top and like swoops out like a cat. It's really bizarre. And as soon as she got to set, everyone pulled her aside and was like, "What the fuck is this? This looks ridiculous. This does not look like your character at all. Can you please change this?" And she was just like, No, I want it to be like this." And they couldn't change her mind, even though they were paying her to do a job. So that's what she looks like in the movie.
So, remind me, because Lindsay Lohan was a star when I was a stripling, and I was not super into pop princesses with a lot
Uh,
money. What was she famous for? Just being rich? Paris Hilton was famous for being rich.
No. Yeah. Paris Hilton's a piece of crap. She has no talent at all. Lindsay Lohan is a talented person. She's just her life's a train wreck for a bunch of reasons.
Singer?
She got her start in The Parent Trap, the remake of the old movie.
Okay.
This came out in the mid-90s, I think. And she plays both twins who grew up on separate continents. It's a cute Disney movie.
Sure.
I mean, it's for kids. It's kind of dumb, but as far as those movies go, it's good, and she's really good in it. Her big thing was Mean Girls. That was her big movie.
Of course,
which is
she's Mean Girls. Duh. I love Mean Girls.
Yeah. Which is a very good movie, written by Tina Fey, and Lohan's great in it.
No place being as good as it is. It's so good.
That's where Tina Fey comes in.
I saw it like 3 years ago after maligning it for years, and it blew my mind. It was so good.
Yep.
Do not let the title or the concept dissuade you. If you are a gentleman or if you look down on Mean Girls, it's an excellent movie. I don't understand. It's
absolutely
amazing. That's right. Yeah, she's in that. You fucking idiot. You knew that.
Around the time Mean Girls came out, she released one pop album, which was fairly successful, nothing huge. I forget what it was called. Something. I don't know. But she was around doing pop stuff for about a year. Then she was in Herbie Fully Loaded.
But I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't see it either, but I don't know. That just seemed like the kind of movie that you don't do after Mean Girls. It seemed like a bad choice. But yeah, again, I guess she just, was famous, young, beautiful, running in circles with all kinds of people, and had a, troubled past, and it caught up with her, and she just spiraled out of control. But she has talent, and it does come through in this movie in bits and pieces.
Because, the budget was $250,000. I mean, that's not... for a movie, that's not a lot of pay for the stars.
The actors were paid $100 a day, and I think that includes Lohan.
That's something, huh?
I mean, she's loaded too, because she'd get arrested and just post $100,000 bail, no problem. And she was driving up
to try and get her name out there.
Yeah, and to get any kind of acting job she could, because she's uninsurable.
But I mean, that really, at that point, when you're that much of a star, is it worth it?
Yeah, because she probably wants to try to get back into acting, and she can get insurable again, I guess, if she proves she's acted in some movies that have made it to completion. I don't know what she's doing now. She's got a reality show, and she just opened, like, a dance club in Greece that she's going to make appearances at twice a week. I think I'm remembering that right. I don't know.
She's gonna be living with spaghetti Coco in 6 months.
The Canyons has not improved her career.
Hasn't improved anyone's career.
And one final and truly bizarre thing I got from the article. While getting ready to film the 4-way sex scene, which involved Lohan and, including James Dean, 3 professional porn stars, who she was slightly intimidated by, she became very uncomfortable and holed up in a nearby walk-in closet with her friend Gavin. I don't really know who Gavin is, why he was there, I don't know. She was only convinced to come out and do the 14-minute single take of the sex scene when Paul Schrader, a man in his late 60s, disrobed in front of the camera to make her feel comfortable. I don't know if that's creepy
I think that's
or really nice.
But I also think that I would also, if I was on set as like a grip, I would think that I was in the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, and I don't know, because I've read different things where Lohan wanted all of the crew, like the sound guy and the cameraman, to get naked too, and they were all like, "Go fuck yourself! I'm not taking our clothes off."
$14.
Yeah, and it was Paul's concession. So I'll just take my pants off.
I'm very interested in the sex scenes. I'll wait till we get to the movie, which sounds like I'm the worst person in the world. I just have a lot of logistical questions. We'll get to that in the movie, but yeah, okay.
This is going to be a long review. We're at 30 minutes, and I got 7 pages of notes. We're finally at the movie now.
I really, just before we get into the actual movie, my part of it, I had got this recommendation right around when we were filming episodes 5 and 6. I had gone on Discord with my D&D group the earlier that day, because we had got together for something real quick, and I was just asking people for their recommendations, and he had just mentioned, my DM mentioned, the Canyons, and I was looking at that, and I'm like, there's a lot of sex in that, and Isaac is a naked breast will turn a 1 movie into a 4 automatically, so, because you've been talking about this to me, before, not on the air for a while now, and really did not like it, so I'm really glad it went the way it did. I'm really excited to hear about this.
To be honest, I thought Titanic was utter shit until the drawing scene.
Titanic is not great. I don't... It's so long.
It's good. It's not... Yeah, but it's good. It's good. It's got some issues, but it's good.
Maybe if there were 2 drawing scenes. And don't let me malign Isaac. I'm the same way. Like,
there's the sex scene in the car.
A window, right?
No, I don't think you get nips there, but
too. And to think he died after that.
Yeah. Poor Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah,
rest in peace. Devoured by Kate Winslet's pussy.
What a way to go! With any luck, that's how I'll go.
Oh god. Oh god. Okay, so we get a lame fucking art house opening with stupid, heavy, dramatic music and a bunch of shots of rundown movie theaters. And apparently, the theme of this movie is the death of cinema. Coming from Paul goddamn Schrader, washed up asshole who hasn't done anything useful in like 30 years.
Raging Bull. Let's remember that. Taxi Driver.
That's... Raging Bull is 38 years ago.
Just remember that.
38 years ago. Opening credits runs as follows. Lindsay Lohan. The Canyons. James Dean. I hope you were being ironic, Schrader, because that is the death of cinema right there. The fallen tabloid star train wreck getting top billing above the movie she's in.
I mean, nothing against Lindsay Lohan. Now, again, from basically from age 13 to now, I stopped paying attention to most celebrity news until they started doing rapes, and I basically can't escape it anymore. But is she a
Right,
draw?
yeah.
Lindsay Lohan in 2018?
No, well, because she hasn't been in movies for so long and she's a train wreck, people, like, it's just Paul Schrader, like, yeah, I know how to get people to watch this movie. I get Lindsay Lohan, I'll make her pull her fucking titties out.
I've never heard the man speak, but I assumed that's what he sounds like.
So, I that had to have been going through his head. This is the only way people are going to watch this if I get Lindsay Lohan's fucking titties in there. And those are the only titties I can afford that anyone gives a damn about. Which is sad. Which is really sad.
Oh, dear.
So yeah, this movie is the death of cinema. Fuck you, Paul Schrader, you pompous dickhead son of a bitch. Okay, so James Dean will be referred to as Bateman, i.e. Patrick Bateman, the iconic character from American Psycho, portrayed by Christian Bale. Now, Bateman is one letter off from Batman, which is a character also portrayed by Christian Bale. I do not want to call James Dean Batman because that would sully the reputation of the Dark Knight himself. So I'm going to try not to, but it might happen by accident, and I apologize in advance if it does. Because James Dean character is basically a crazy sociopath. Just the milquetoast, shitty acted version of Bateman.
All right, so what's his
from
character?
American Psycho. So, yeah.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
He commits a crime in this movie. And, well, we'll see. It's some interesting crimes. They make you think he raped someone. For a good chunk of the movie, you're like, oh, holy shit, this character raped someone? And then a couple years later, James Dean got accused of actually raping someone? That's awkward. Then you find out he didn't actually... Anyway, but there's another crime. We'll get to that soon. So, and just to make sure we come full circle, American Psycho, the book was written by the guy who wrote the screenplay. So it all ties together.
Oh, Lord.
So, yeah, and all Dean is doing is his trash, no-talent knockoff of being a creepy sociopath. Or maybe he's not acting at all, and he's just a creepy sociopath. Very likely. But only allegedly.
We're going to need an allegedly counter.
So, Bateman and Lohan sit across the table at dinner with another couple. Bateman is a smug movie producer, and the other couple with them, there's a cute young dude and his girlfriend, and the cute young actor, I think that's what I'm going to call him. He is going to star in Bateman's new shitty slasher movie. And Lohan helped convince Bateman to give cute young actor the part in the movie. And this opening scene is so strangely shot. It's got all these random, straight-on shots of people talking into the camera, which you don't often see in movies. But then it's not really stylized or for a purpose, because then it'll jump back to like a shot of all four people at the table, or just a shot of Lohan and Bateman on their side of the table, but then it'll jump back to the straight-on shots. And I just found it really jarring and distracting, and you only want to notice camera work when it's trying to be part of the story.
Otherwise.
Like, you don't... Yeah, you don't want to think about it. You're like, sometimes great camera work can aid to a story, and then fine, yeah, go for it. But this just felt really weird. So Bateman casually mentions that he and Lohan are swingers. Cute young actor asks if Bateman ever gets jealous, and Bateman brushes him off. He's like, what are you, fucking lame prude, man? You get jealous? Come on, man. I watch other men fuck her all the time. It's great.
This is weird.
Fucking pansy-ass Mormon.
It's weird because it's James Dean.
You're weird already. Yes, it is. Bateman and Lohan are distracted during their conversation, looking at their phones. Bateman's pulling up pictures of like a hunky dude like pulling his pants down and showing off like just above his dick to his little like rabbit trail or whatever it's called.
Happy
the
trail?
Landing strip. Rabbit trail? What's rabbit trail? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Happy
rabbit
trail.
There
There we
trail
go.
left by a rabbit. Don't add rabbits into this.
Lohan gets annoyed at Bateman for bringing up their swinging lifestyle at this dinner. This scene is so long and boring, and apparently Ellis, the writer, pleaded with Schrader to reshoot it, or at least recut this very important opening scene, but Schrader told him to get fucked, because he's Paul Schrader and he's a movie-making goddamn genius. Fucking hate this guy. Bateman, James Dean, can't act for shit. He's wooden and completely unconvincing until he goes full Bateman and, like, full sociopath, and you're like, okay, you're kind of creepy, but I think you're just kind of creepy. I don't think you're acting creepy.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So, back home, Bateman and Lohan lounge around half-nude. Bateman does some blow. Lohan's drinking wine. Lohan's mad and wishes she could keep some parts of her life private. Bateman says, there's no privacy in the world anymore. Modern society, man. Fucking Paul Schrader, old man whinging. Fucking God, I hate him.
Oh, you're getting mad. You're getting Perfect Sisters mad. This is good. This is good stuff.
Getting frothy. I'm getting frothy. I just started page 3 of 7. Jesus Christ. It's gonna be the longest episode. Lohan asks Bateman, oh, well, if there's no privacy, well, what do you tell your therapist? What do you tell your therapist, huh?
What
do you tell your therapist? I know. And he's like, nothing I wouldn't tell you. Oh yeah, go ahead, tell me. Tell me what you tell your therapist. That's basically the dialogue. It's fucking awful. He's like, I don't know if I tell him about my shitty father and my family and whatever. Okay, so we found out Bateman is a trust fund kid, and he only started making movies so his father would get off his back and keep giving him a shit ton of money. And by the way, he lives in this ridiculous mansion, like up in the Los Angeles hills, just, looking out over everything. He's got this huge pool. It's the kind of mansion you see really fancy porn shot in, basically. So a guy comes over, and he's portrayed by another porn star that I recognize. I forget who he is, though. He's like a younger blonde guy. He's kind of cute. He's got, fucking plugs. Not plug. What are they called? Plugs? Ear things.
Gauges, yeah.
Gauges. Yeah. But I recognize him and his penis.
In that order, or?
So, I read his face first. Actually, I don't recognize his penis. I recognize a few penises. I think I know Mick Blue's penis on sight.
I know,
you'd know him if you saw him. He usually has a shaved head, he's got long hair now.
Like male porn stars, but only like one or two by name, and James Dean was one of them.
I recently did a porn star search. Because like, maybe I should try to find some new trending porn stars, and I forgot to do it gender specific. So it was just like most popular porn stars of the month, and most of them are men. Because I guess there's less men that appear in scenes, or at least big scenes. Because there's maybe only 50 big male porn stars, and there's 500 big female porn stars. So they just naturally are in more movies. Jeez. And James Dean was still fucking number 5, I think.
Alleged,
goddamn asshole. Fuck him. Anyway.
He probably has not produced anything new, because because the way porn is presented now, in this day and age, there's a lot of porn that's presented as new that's many years old. Who's the really famous, one of the more famous shit? She was also in a movie. I can't think. She was in a movie with the guy who played Frodo, who I hate. What's either of their names? Elijah Wood. She was in a movie with Elijah Wood. Sasha Grey. She is like a red hot famous porn star. She did porn for 3 years, 7 years ago. And she's still a massive star because there's just so much. And most people don't have a catalogic memory of porn they've seen or not seen.
Right, that's true. Usually you pass out ashamed of yourself, covered in jizz and fucking Cheetos.
I mean, yeah, but
doesn't help you commit it to memory.
Until anything actually comes of it, I think that's going to be the case, that James Dean is going to stay very popular. Also, you got to assume most people who are going in for a tug and leave, especially men, which I think porn is more. I think
tug and leave. Tug and leave.
I'm gonna accept sexist criticism and say porn is more so aimed at men than women, and men are biologically ashamed of themselves after coming a lot of times. So, not really going to give much thought to what the dude generally. I'm not, I would say the average person's not going to be like, well, I could watch James Dean plow somebody, or I could watch, any other male porn star.
Your morality does not often come into it when you're erect in front of your computer or phone. So, unless
of course,
the stopgate is child pornography.
Like bestiality,
that is
I'm
a
talking
moral
about,
line you have to draw.
Especially.
Well, depends on the bestiality.
It's so weird.
A horse fucking a woman.
It's just women raping
I'm okay
horses.
with that.
It's just women raping horses because the horses never know what's happening to them. It's really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
okay,
somebody had to look. Somebody in the regular world had to go and see what the fuck was going on. It's just women raping horses.
Okay,
That's
we're
all
getting
horse
off the rails,
porn
Larry.
is. It's horses getting raped.
Horse.
And they're all Russians.
Okay, so porn star comes over.
Russian.
He's a human, not a horse. Stop Russian.
This is getting weird.
Quit Stalin. I don't know.
Normal.
So, the porn star comes over. He and Lindsay Lohan undress. He hangs dong. So that's dong counter number 1. We get 3 overall. I forget if we see her tits here. I think we do. And good lighting, because that'll come up later.
Okay.
We do see her tits at least once in good lighting.
Okay.
And they're nice.
Thank you.
No problems with
Thank
it.
you for
no
your
complaints.
opinion.
Lindsay, if you're listening, bravo.
An evening of pornography with Isaac Early.
Okay, so the two of them start to address as Bateman starts filming with his phone. Bateman eats out Lohan while the other porn star starts jacking it. And then Bateman...
Do we see the jack... You cannot show jacking off in a Netflix movie, can you? And you can't show him eating her out either.
No. You don't see any...
Okay.
No, it's movie stuff. So you see she's laying down and then he says, "Oh, you watch this." And then cut to his head between her legs, moving around, probably 6 inches from her
genital. We spent a lot of time
genital.
talking about porn in this episode, so I wanted to just clear that up for a little bit.
Yeah, and you don't see him actually jacking, and you don't see like his elbow flaring up or anything. You just see him like watching Bateman eat out Lohan, and then he like licks his hand and like reaches down. I know. Ugh. Okay, so that's done. It's implied they have more sex, different kinds of sex. Who knows? So we cut to cute young actor and his girlfriend from the weird dinner scene, and they're in their apartment, which is like a modest apartment, just a regular place. And they're talking and kind of mildly arguing. Like she's like, "Oh, what did you think of Lohan?" And he like turns off the TV and he's like, "I didn't think she was attractive, if that's what you were trying to say." And she's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I wasn't trying to say that."
I was not undressing her.
But it doesn't get too
intense.
I don't know. It's just whatever. Stupid couples bickering about stupid shit. And now, Larry.
Probably not.
I don't know if you're going to be able to keep all these characters straight, but I'm gonna help you walk through who we've seen so far.
Yes.
We got Bateman.
Yes.
Lohan. Yeah. Cute young actor. Male. His girlfriend. Female.
Oh, shit.
Porn star that came over to fuck
he wasn't
them.
at dinner.
Just the two of them.
Fuck, I thought he was cute young actor. Okay,
he was not at dinner. He just licked his hand, touched his penis.
Like how he spends a Thursday. Forget it. Question for later.
No, it's like Tinder or whatever, but for swingers. Hey, you want to come over and fuck us?
Yeah, no. Just your
That's
tone of voice there.
People do that.
Which is like, I got the dryer's full and I got an omelet going. So you better make this shit quick because...
I just put the kid down for a nap. You got 30 minutes to suck the fucking jizz out of my cum and spit it in my wife's ass. Oh, God.
I'm
Mom,
expecting to see your wife just enter frame questioningly any second.
She is out walking the dog. Oh, God.
Calling a divorce lawyer right now.
Okay, so far, we have those 5 characters. Yeah, that's her excuse for going out with a dog. So we have those 5 characters so far, and we will get a couple more characters,
so the porn
maybe a few more characters introduced.
That was a one-off. Okay.
We'll see. That's all we've seen of him so far. He might come up again, a lot, a little, maybe not at all. Who is Bateman going to kill? one of those characters, possibly
Jesus.
himself, there's that option too, or none of the above. And I'm going to ask you at several points throughout the review. And I want to see how your answer evolves and if you ever get the right answer.
I mean, logically, I would say Lohan would be the obvious choice because they're fucking. Although, I could see an argument for everything except the girlfriend of cute young actor right now. Cute young actor's fucking Lohan and he's into it and then he's not into it and kills cute young actor. He kills Lohan for some fucking stupid reason. He kills the porn star because he goes crazy one night. The girlfriend's, I'm gonna say, shitty writing, I'm gonna say cute young actor. Because you wanna, I say you wanna keep Lohan, you fought for her, you wanna keep her to the end. Unless he kills her in, like, the last 5 minutes. I also feel like she'd bitch miserably about getting killed on screen.
Probably, yeah. Okay, so I made a note of that, and we'll see how your answer evolves as we continue.
Okay.
Cute young actor. So, Lohan is out shopping. Oh god, I gotta hurry up. And some dude is following her around.
I know.
I hate you, Larry. I hate you so much. This is the worst. This might be the worst movie. It didn't feel like it when I was watching it, but it's
we
really
have talked a lot,
bad and
there's
dull.
not
it's
been
so
a lot of movie
dull.
yet. Those are the good episodes in my mind.
No. God. Okay, Lohan's out shopping, and some dude is following her, like, tailing her. And it's just shot really poorly, where he's, like, 15 feet behind her. Like, you don't ever tail someone.
Calling it now.
Good call. So, it turns out Lohan is meeting up with cute young actor. So they meet at a coffee shop outside or whatever. And we find out they used to date and were in love, and it's so sweet. But then she left him because he wasn't getting any acting jobs to be with rich dudes. And then it's maybe implied that they've been fucking for the last few weeks, but maybe he just said that as like a threat, like, I'll tell Bateman that we've been fucking.
Well, what?
So I'm not sure if they've been fucking the last 4 weeks.
What's his
but they
stake?
used to date. They used to be in love.
What's he get out of it?
I don't
just
really
fucking
know.
Up her life because she left him, or is he like, oh, okay, all right.
He wants her back.
Poor girlfriend.
So, but yeah, he's trying to convince her, like, oh, this is real love, and you're with this Bateman guy who makes you suck off other dudes while he watches. That's so gross. Ew, gross. Penis, gross. Lohan's like, yeah, I don't like being poor, so
I mean,
get fucked. And the actor who plays cute young actor, while he is himself a cute young actor, is not a good actor. His acting is atrocious. He delivers his lines so hammy and unconvincing. It's like a freshman theater student. It's awful. Lohan's talent, like, peeks out from behind the curtain, despite her being sleep-deprived and hungover for the entire filming of this movie, and the horrible bad writing of the entire movie. So, but every once in a while, like, you can tell, especially compared to James Dean, who can't act his way out of a goddamn paper bag, that alleged rapist son of a bitch, and fucking cute young actor who can't
was the blonde porn star with the gauges you were telling me about, or is that the actual porn star in the plot?
The porn star. Cute young actor is not a porn star. Was not at the swinging session.
I'm interested.
He was at the dinner. His name's Nolan
he was
Funk,
in Glee. Ew.
Which is a wonderful name.
Ew. Yeah, I recognize that stupid face.
Oh, really? Ew.
Ah.
Yeah. Well.
Gross.
So that's who he is. Bateman shows up at some random woman's house. She's young, she's attractive, busty blonde. She asks, do you want something to drink? He says water. He's kind of acting quiet and, just, like, oh, hey, how's it going? Do you want anything to drink? He says, yes, water. Like, he's succinct, curt, sociopath, dark motherfucker. She asks how his day was. He says, fine. And then he flips it, like, after a few seconds, like, oh, I guess I should ask you how your day was, right? How was your day? And she starts talking, like, oh, well, I got up and I went to this audition and I knew it was going to go badly. It didn't, and it went as badly as I thought it was. And he just pretends to fall asleep, like, you're so fucking boring. Okay. And then they just go fuck.
I guess.
Yeah, fine, whatever. So they're fucking, We don't see, it's just standard missionary. Sure. He's on top, thrusting into her, but we don't see their butts at all.
Okay.
And I think his back even blocks her boobies during this shot. But she keeps reaching up to try to kiss him, and he keeps, like, pushing her face down into the pillow, like, more and more forcibly each time to where it gets uncomfortable a little bit, especially with his history. Then she finally gets her lips on his, and he freaks out, gets really angry, and basically says, you know what this is. We're just fuck buddies. Don't get any ideas. I don't want to kiss you. I don't want to love you. I'm in a relationship. A committed relationship.
That's okay.
So then he pulls out, and there's... Yeah.
Save it. Save it for another time.
I don't know. So they're just sitting there on the bed, and she's like, seriously, what's up with you? And he says, I'm pretty sure Lohan is seeing someone else. And she reasonably is like, do you care? You are swingers, and you are just fucking me now without her around, too. So... And he's like, he gives her a look, like, of course I care.
For fuck's sake.
What? Why wouldn't I care? So she gets really annoyed and is like, just leave. Get the fuck out of here. I can't handle this. Get the fuck out. So she gives him the boot. He leaves. Lohan's now out to lunch with the girl from the original dinner, who's the girlfriend of cute young actor, who it turns out is Bateman's personal assistant. There's layers. It's like an onion. It keeps stinking it up.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. So they talk a little about the movie, because Lohan was kind of involved in the movie that Bateman's producing, cute young actors acting in. She got cute young actor the part. She was involved in the movie, but then just abruptly stopped being involved with the movie. Fuck's sake. There's stupid, tangled plot that serves no purpose. So after Lohan leaves, the assistant calls Bateman and describes the lunch they had. And just like, hey, it was a normal lunch. Nothing, she said she had a good time. Nothing was weird. Did you expect it to go differently? And just Bateman, like, is getting kind of creepy, and he's already, like, asking his assistant to kind of do reconnaissance on Lohan. And so he says, no, wasn't expecting anything. Thanks.
I'm all right. I mean, okay, I'm following what's happened so far, but I'm struggling to find a plot.
There's not... It's basically... The only plot is finding out how all these relationships interact with each other. And then finding out how creepy and abusive Bateman actually is.
All right.
And then someone dies. So, yeah. Cute young actor is doing a photo shoot in a Speedo. We get to see his junk outline.
Is it
That's
now? Nice. Yeah, it's fine.
I have no... I like a good dick bulge.
I've complimented Terry Crews' dick bulge on this
satisfying.
show before, so who am I to judge? It's a fucking hell of a dick bulge, too. That thing can hammer a nail.
Yeah, well, this guy... Nolan Funk's dick bulge is not as impressive, but nonetheless, I enjoyed it. Okay, so yeah, don't forget, this is a fucking art house movie made by genius goddamn director Paul fucking Schrader, who had to sell his money clip Robert De Niro gave him just to make this piece of trash. So we get a long tracking shot of cute young actor walking, like, into a building, and then going up to, like, kind of the receptionist area, and then upstairs, and then down a hallway, and then more stairs, until he ends up at the office of the guy he works for. It's just... It doesn't serve any purpose. It's just there to eat up time in this sorry fucking 90-minute excuse for a movie. God, I'm getting... Ooh. He shows up at the boss's office and asks for more hours because he has to fly to New Mexico to make the movie. He's too poor. He needs more hours. His boss is a 40-something guy who looks like he's gay. Like, he's just his clothes are very trim. He's either gay or metrosexual. One of those options. But he gets up and, like, cute young actors sitting in front of the guy's desk. The guy stands up and leans his butt up against his desk. So, like, his dick is basically, 2 feet away from cute young actor's face. And then he's like, well, when you took this job, you said it was going to be full-time, but then you changed it to part-time. So that was your choice, and I'm not sure if we can do anything more for you. And then you see a shot of their feet on the floor, and you see one of them kind of like starting to play footsie, but you don't know who's playing footsie. I mean, the vibe I got was, yeah, okay, suck my dick, I'll give you $200, or I'll give you more hours, basically. But nothing comes of it. It's just creepy and weird, but it's not even clear that's what's going on. It's pretty heavily implied, but I don't know. I really don't know. But in the middle of that, cute young actor gets a text from Lohan saying, meet me at your house. And because he's like, oh my god, I'm in love with Lohan, she's the best. He runs away. He's like, I gotta go fuck Lindsay Lohan and her pussy.
I've used that excuse before.
That's good. Yeah,
I like how it's an afterthought, like in her pussy, instead of like, anywhere else.
Right. Yeah. Just want to clarify. Okay. So, yeah, and throughout the movie, we keep getting these random title cards of days of the week, like Monday, Tuesday, and they're all in front of more dilapidated movie theaters. So, the death of cinema. Paul Schrader is eviscerating Hollywood.
With a shoestring budget, an alleged rapist and Lindsay Lohan taking cinema down 4 or 5 notches.
That should have been the fucking preview. Okay, so Lohan shows up at cute young actor's house. She's already in his house. I don't know how that happened, because she shouldn't have a key, because now he lives with his girlfriend. I don't know. I really don't know. But she's in the house. He walks in, takes his shirt off. She's just crying on the bed. He shows up shirtless, and they fuck. No, like, oh, why are you so sad? Or what's wrong? Are you leaving him? Do you want to be with me? What? No? Oh, you're crying? You're here?
I want to, there's like, I queued up 3 jokes there, but they're all awful. Even for me, human slime, they're too awful. So, I'm just gonna let it go.
Oh, God. This movie brings you to dark places without you wanting to go there. So, and then we see, cut to outside, the guy who was following Lohan earlier at, like, the shopping mall is now in a car watching the house. So, yeah, Bateman's hired him as the tail. Now, who is Bateman going to kill? We have Bateman himself. We have Lohan. We have cute young actor. We have Bateman's assistant, cute young actor's girlfriend. We have the random girl that Bateman was fucking. We have cute young actor's boss. And now, because we've seen him twice, we have the tail that Bateman hired. You could stick with the original choice, or you could go with one of the new characters.
I'm just trying to figure. I'm trying to see into the indie filmmaker's head. I'm thinking about how much I hate Wes Anderson and strangely still respect him, and that only makes me hate him more. As now having a somewhat newfound respect for him makes me hate him more, and I'm trying to apply that to a far more bitter man on a Kickstarter budget with Lindsay Lohan.
Who just sold his prized money clip. And I don't think it has Taxi Driver in great, maybe it does, but it didn't say that in the article. It just said the money clip De Niro gave him. So it was probably like, hey, I'm Robert De Niro. I just got a new fucking money clip with diamonds on it because I'm Robert De Niro. You want my fucking old one?
And then you just gave De Niro a call like, hey Rob, for old time's sake, don't roll me over, huh?
Yeah.
I am gonna say, well, the tail is probably from him. Or, no, I'm probably I'm trying to think, like, how deep the rabbit hole goes, and I know it's gonna be bad, and I know there's gonna be some kind of stupid fucking twist that is supposed to be clever. Okay, here's what my head is saying. My head is saying they're gonna turn this around and make Lohan the let's use giant air quotes here, mastermind of this whole thing. And the tail is part of her plan. I'm gonna say, I kind of want to say random girl he was fucking now. I am gonna no, I want to change it to girl he was fucking. Yeah. I wanted to spite
random
you and pick the same person the entire
change
time,
it up.
But
I like that.
No, I mean, there's gonna be more options, I'm sure of it. And it's gonna be out of left field. It's not.
Oh yeah. There'll be
it's not even going to be out of left field. It's going to be out of right field.
It's not a broadcast.
Even more. Just twist for twist's sake. Ugh.
So, we're about to get another new character. Bateman shows up at the movie studio he works at or whatever, and starts talking to the 40-something gay effects guy. He's gay because he says he's gay, and he fucks dudes on the side, too, even though he has a boyfriend, whatever. Bateman tells gay effects guy to call cute young actor and tell him, you're gonna lose your job unless you come here and fuck me.
Wait. Fuck the gay guy?
And effects guy's like, I don't really want to do that.
Okay, so Bateman is making gay effects manager fuck cute young actor, or he's gonna make cute young actor lose his job. Okay, got it.
Yes. And gay effects guy doesn't really want to do it, but Bateman says, well, there's a bunch of effects guys in this town, so if you want to keep working for me, you're gonna do this, you son of a bitch. So he's a sociopath. Bateman shows up at home. Lohan's out by the pool. Very creepily asks Lohan, where were you all day? What were you doing? What time did you do everything you did? And it's really creepy, really weird. She's like, I was at the gym. Well, which gym did you go to? Just unsettling, but I don't know, not well acted. Just, again, fucking great value Bateman.
Thank you for waiting till I had a mouthful of coffee to say that, you son of a bitch.
Then he just
yeah.
At least it wasn't a mouthful of cum. Bateman comes right out and asks, would you fuck cute young actor? He says, no, he's gross. His penis doesn't taste like my pussy.
You son of a bitch. Golly.
She denies everything. It's awkward. It's unpleasant. Okay, so cute young actor and assistant sit in the hot tub. So now cute young actor has definitely fucked Lohan. Like, within hours, probably. Assistant mentions that she went to lunch with Lohan at Bateman's request. She mentions that Lohan seemed nervous, and she seemed like one of those girls in movies who's being followed. What the fuck does that mean?
It's pretty lazy.
That is the laziest writing I have ever heard. Hey, you know these other movies where they make you feel like someone's being followed? Think of that. Then
you don't have to get Lohan to act. That's actually very clever.
I don't know. She's the only one who can act. But it's like, she'll act really good for 10 seconds, and then be weird for 5 seconds, and then act fine for 5 seconds. It's, okay. So cute young actor shows up at the studio. Gay effects guy tells him, the only way you can keep your job is if you go away with me over the weekend. And he's like, oh, you mean go away with you and your boyfriend? He's like, no, go away with me to Fucktown. And cute young actor, like, just gets this determined look on his face and stands up and is like, all right, you want to do this? You want suck me off right now. Yes. So, but, and I'm learning I don't know as much about the sexual dynamics of gay relationships, because apparently a lot less gay couples do butt sex than I would have assumed. They just, as a lot of hetero couples, they don't prefer stuff in the butt. It's their prerogative.
Okay.
No. I was just talking to a gay gentleman I know who is, has been around. But yeah, so,
sure.
But yeah, just like any hetero couple, some people just don't like to do butt stuff, so they'll just blow each other or do whatever. So, but, it's just, the guy to keep, you want to keep your job, so you let me suck you off. That doesn't make sense.
Okay, yeah, now, I'm seeing what you're saying now.
Yeah. So young, like, you'd think, the way I would picture this scene going is, you want to keep your job? Bend over that desk, I'm gonna fuck you in the ass.
Sure.
That's how I picture it in my, I don't know anything about gay people brain. So, maybe there's a lot more to, it's really hot for me to suck off another dude. Like, eating a pussy's nice and all, but I wouldn't give someone a job to eat their pussy.
I might.
I don't know. But I'm lost.
I might. I'm a little confused, yeah. But whatever.
And then, we just, you cut to cute young actor, like, kind of a little exasperated and confused, just kind of getting in his car, having recently been sucked off to keep his job.
Confused is definitely the right word.
So, Lohan gets mysterious texts from a stranger telling her that they think she's in danger because of Bateman. Lohan says to Bateman, hey, I'm gonna go out with my friend. And Bateman's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And she acts all surprised that he's not asking a bunch of questions. But she's, even though and this fucking stupid writing, even though she says, she's got a text, hey, you're in danger with this man. Come meet me, I need to talk to you. And then he's, like, very weirdly like, oh yeah, go away. Do whatever you want to do. I don't need to know what you're gonna go do. So instead of just leaving, she takes a shower.
No, she doesn't.
Yes. At which point, and we're only going to get into the beginning of it here. We'll get into it more later, because I really don't understand this. While she's in the shower, Bateman sneaks upstairs to the bedroom, takes her phone, and swaps it out with another phone. Who is Bateman going to kill, Larry?
I feel like you're trying to lure me into saying it's Lindsay Lohan. Because you keep asking me after he does something that makes it seem like it's going to be Lindsay Lohan. And I'm trying to I'm gaming the system, as a smart man once told me. And I think this is you trying to allay suspicion, but it could be the gay props guy. I don't know. It could be anybody except Lohan, I want to say. I'm going to stick with my original choice. Not my original, it's my second choice for now. The random girl he was fucking.
Okay, you're sticking with the random girl he was fucking. So your
For
first
now.
choice, cute young actor. Number 2, random girl he was fucking. Number 3, random girl he was fucking.
How many of these do you have?
6.
Oh, Jesus Christ. One for every time Lindsay's been in jail.
I didn't plan that, but that's amazing. Well, Larry, you might start to feel a little confident about your guess here, based on what's coming up.
That doesn't make me feel confident. You telling me I might feel confident makes me feel less confident.
It turns out the person who texted Lohan to worry about Bateman is the girl Bateman was fucking.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking. Because she knows that he's a sociopath.
So Lohan goes over to her house, and they sit in the backyard drinking wine like a couple of friends. It's kind of weird. And she tells Lohan that Bateman was her ex, they used to date, and that he's a rapist.
Oh.
In the movie. So I can say that without the allegedly.
So what you're saying is, James Dean is a rapist in the movie.
We'll see.
What sounded like a pregnant pause, dear listener, was in fact you inserting that. That was me saying I said that James Dean is a rapist in the movie with no pause in between. So when you hear me say James Dean was a rapist in the movie, that's a pause. The pause you're hearing is in your head. And if you go back and listen to it again, you'll understand that that's not a pause that I'm saying to ever possibly allege that it might be true, because it's all, of course, alleged.
Well, Larry, I think you were pausing, and I'm going to make your pause even more pregnant. So when our listeners wonder why our episode is 9 months long, they'll know.
When the media outlets and James Dean come for me, Isaac is innocent, just so we're clear. It's all me, it's on me, but it's all allegedly.
Larry, when James Dean comes for you, where do you want him to come?
On my tits.
That's the right answer.
Yeah.
Okay. So she claims that Bateman gave her Rohypnol and had a bunch of guys gangbang her while they filmed the whole thing. Right. Bateman threatened to release this footage if she ever said anything, which doesn't make sense, because if he releases the footage of her being unconscious while a bunch of people gangbang her, that's proof of rape!
Why the fuck is she having dinner with him? Why does she still work for him? Oh, I'm asking questions that are really sad in real life. Okay, now I feel bad.
No, this isn't the assistant.
Oh, no, it's the other... Oh, right, shit.
Yeah, it's the random girl.
God.
We don't know... We know very little. She's got big tits. She's blonde.
Why is she still fucking him?
Bateman doesn't want her to kiss him. And she's fucking him still, but not anymore. She just stopped that. Apparently she's his ex-girlfriend. Gangbang.
Oh, God.
So while this is all going on, back at the Bateman cave...
So the bait cave.
Bateman's tech guy. I guess if you're rich, you have a tech guy. He comes over and they hack cute young actor's Facebook page, finding a picture of him and Lohan together from a while ago, which contradicts her saying that she never knew him until the movie casting.
Hack the Facebook page.
Right. They don't do, like, the typing really fast and a whole bunch of lines of code go by, so at least they don't do that fucking
He just shows James Dean where the photos button is.
Well, all his photos are blocked. They go over that.
Okay.
So everything's set to private, so it's not quite that stupid, but it's gonna get worse. So he recovers deleted texts from Lohan's phone.
Okay.
Because he has her actual phone.
Right.
She has another phone that looks like her phone?
I feel like if someone replaced my phone, I'd know immediately.
Yeah, and as soon as you try to... Like, even if you didn't realize it picking it up, as soon as you started using it...
Yeah, I'd know immediately.
So they find a text from Lohan to cute young actor saying he knows. So...
That just happened off screen?
No, I think it happened on screen. I just didn't fucking care about it. I hate you.
I know.
Lohan gets home and tells Bateman what Bateman's ex just told him. It's like, oh, so you're fucking this big titty blonde girl, you gave her a bunch of roofies, you had a bunch of guys gang rape her, and you filmed it. What the fuck is that about? And in his worst acting of the movie, fucking Bateman denies it, just saying about a dozen times, it didn't happen. I'd tell you if it did. He's an open book, Bateman. A man of honesty. So Lohan's basically like, fuck it, okay, whatever. And Bateman then invites over a dude and a girl to bang with him and Lohan. Lohan's kind of pissy, but like, whatever. I'm annoyed you're a rapist, but whatever. The character. He denies it. The character denies it. The man denies it.
Yeah, that's not allegedly. He's denying it. James Dean, the actor, is denying it in real life.
Yes.
It's no
well, the character's denying it too.
Mm-hmm.
So she fucks off upstairs, and
literally, or
no, she just goes upstairs and is like, "Come fuck me when you're ready." Bateman and
oh man, the dream.
Bateman and the two swingers, a guy and a gal, who apparently are also porn stars in real life, the actors.
Okay.
They go swim in the pool, then they come in the house, and we get our double dong hanging situation, where we get to see the porn star, the random guy, and also Mr. Dean's big, flopping monster dong.
I mean, it's
as
something
he
we haven't
ascends
seen.
the stairs.
Something we haven't seen before, though, realistically.
This is true. I don't like seeing flaccid penis.
It's not...
I want to...
The penis is not... Okay, genitals as a whole are not attractive, really.
I'm fine seeing an erect penis, because then I can be like, that dude's having a good time.
Sure,
seeing a big flopping dick, it's just like, no, I don't want that in my life.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, if you're not in the mood for... If you're not in the, like, sexy mood, genitals just kind of like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's like, if you're, I don't know, you're at a hospital, and, like, one of your parents is just had an operation, you're waiting for them to come out of it.
Let me stop you right now. You start talking about my mom's vagina.
No.
I do say vagina as a joke. I didn't mean to say it there. It just slipped out.
No, but, okay, so, like, penis when you want it is great. Well, no, hold on. When you're in the mood for porn, seeing a dick is not a problem.
No,
right.
No.
But when you're not ready for it, it's not cool. But like, yeah, so you're in the hospital, it's a serious situation, someone hands you a plate of spaghetti. You might like spaghetti, you might want to sit down and have a nice spaghetti dinner, but you're in the hospital worrying about your mom, you're like, what the fuck is this? I don't want spaghetti
you're
now.
Like an amateur clown spinning too many plates.
Yeah.
You're trying to dig yourself out of 4 holes at once.
I think I got there. Audience, write in. Let me know if I did or not. Okay.
Oh, man. Woo.
now we get the
I need a cigarette after that one, wow.
the famous four-way sex scene that was filmed by Paul Schrader in the nude.
Did he stay in the nude to film it?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, indeed.
God, and everybody on the set was paid maximum $100 for that day.
Yep. Oh, and again, I don't want to get too much into it, but mostly because Lindsay Lohan's an asshole, they were there until like 5 a.m. and like had a 9 a.m. call the next day or something.
Oh, boy.
God damn, I hate her. Okay, so they did the sex scene in one take. It was a 14-minute take. The scene takes maybe 2 minutes to play out. Mm-hmm. But it's very disappointing because it's in darkness, and the only light is one of those shitty, it'd be cool if you were 18 and stoned, like, disco laser lights.
Oh,
that
God.
just spins a bunch of, like, little red and green lasers around the room.
Yeah.
It's...
So what's the music playing in this scene? Because I'm sure there is, and I'm sure it's bad.
Enya.
No.
No.
Oh, God, don't scare me like that.
I forget. I don't know. Just some... Because I don't think... They didn't have the license for real music.
Sure.
So
what genre? What style? Like, I'm picturing techno.
Not full-on techno, but kind of like poppy electro shit.
Okay.
So,
God.
like, the kind of music... Well, I don't know. But it's supposed to be edgy and cool.
Of course. Like a four-way.
I don't know. Yeah, basically. So, yeah, in the four-way... I don't know, they're just doing a couple of things, and then Lohan starts taking control of the situation.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, she's a mastermind. I'm calling it.
She makes Bateman kiss the other dude, and at first he hesitates, because, oh my god, kissing another dude would turn me into a gay, and I wouldn't want that. But then they start kissing, and then Lohan instructs the other dude to go down on Bateman. And he kind of resists, but then his dick is in his mouth, and then he's like, oh, this feels good. You see him clutching the sheets, and whatever, cut to the next day. They're swingers.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why this is that big of a deal.
Yeah.
If you're a swinger, I don't know.
Seriously. I mean, especially, they're supposed to be so fucking open-minded. Like, come on, man. It's not that fucking out of the realm of sanity. Really.
Yeah. And, I mean, you're in complete control of what sexual things you do or don't want to do.
Absolutely.
So, but, yeah, I don't know. It seems... incongruous to be a total swinger, but be that hung up on having a guy's mouth on your dick.
Yeah, especially if you're having a four-way. I mean, just fucking, you know what? At that point, some rules are going to go out the window, dude.
This is true. When a train is runneth upon a woman...
The 11th commandment.
Some balls will touch. It is not gay.
This is how we lost what few listeners we have is this episode. Oh, man.
Oh, do you know what... Because I crunched the numbers with Spotify added in, because it's two separate categories. Guess what our most listened to episode is?
I'm not sure.
It was F the Prom for a long time.
Okay.
Pupstar World Tour.
Oh, my God. Why?
I don't know. It's got 22 views on Spotify. Everything else is like, because Spotify doesn't get us a whole bunch of stuff. We get it from other things usually. But it's like far beyond everything else on Spotify. And it just bumped it up over F the Prom, which is the second place.
Weird. That's weird.
It really is.
I don't... Maybe, man, I'm telling you, we're going to have to keep dipping into the AirPod. Wow. Oh, no. Oh, Popstar 4. Oh, it's coming. I know. My face and tits.
Cute young actor goes over to Bateman's ex's house.
Okay, the one I think he's going to kill.
Yes.
Okay.
Originally random girl, but now we know it's Bateman's ex. Told Lohan that Bateman raped her.
What if he kills them both? Oh. Okay. Rape. Yeah, got it.
And we find out that cute young actor used to date random girl, Bateman's ex.
Oh, God.
Before he fell in love with Tara.
Tara is the assistant.
Oh, right. I actually put the name. No, Tara's fucking Lindsay Lohan.
Oh.
Every once in a while, I accidentally put a real name down because I'm hearing it as I'm typing the movie.
Right.
Oh, and... Okay, so originally when I typed this review, because I wasn't thinking about possible legal ramifications, I referred to the character that I refer to now as Bateman simply as rapist.
I've done it.
And then I realized, So I did a good old find and replace.
Uh-huh.
Change rapist to Bateman.
Mm-hmm.
Thought I was good to go. Well, the word therapist comes up a couple of times. So I was just reading through my review, like trying to punch up some stuff or edit or whatever, and I just got to this sentence that was really confusing. It was like, whatever, the capital B Bateman, all one word. Because the therapist, the rapist, and it took me like a minute to figure out, what?
That's
okay,
amazing.
God. So, it turns out that cute young actor who used to date random girl, Bateman's ex, before he fell in love with Lohan, put random girl, Bateman's ex, up to telling Lohan that Bateman raped her when he in fact did not.
Oh, boy.
Who is Bateman going to kill?
That is a good question.
I wish I had asked it earlier.
Man, Jesus Christ. It's gonna end up being like a fucking pedestrian.
It's a hit and run.
Yeah. Oh. Or it's gonna be me, and the last thing I'm gonna hear is a silenced gunshot, and Isaac's gonna do the show solo and never talk about me again.
Larry, James Dean's creeping up behind you. He checked.
I mean, it's a small room. Shit. Alright, so we've got cute young actor, Lindsay Lohan, random girl, original porn star, secondary porn star couple, assistant. I think that's all of them.
There's also the gay effects guy from the studio, and cute young actor. I should abbreviate him to CYA and make it easier.
I'm thinking himself, too.
There's that. Oh, yeah, CYA's boss for his job, who got weird and gay with him.
Yeah, no, not him.
No, not him? Okay.
God, shut up. Stop putting thoughts into my head and make me think it's him now. I'm getting real verklempt about this.
Did I mention their pet tiger?
What the fuck you talking about?
There's not a pet tiger, I'm sorry.
Alright, I'm gonna switch back to cute young actor.
Okay, we're going CYA. Larry's covering his ass.
I know it's gonna be CYA. Clever. I know it's gonna be somebody
My wife
else.
thought of that. when the internet went down, she just like came over and whispered, "Hey, CYA, it's funny." It's like, damn, you're right.
I'm gonna CYA and say CYA. Thank you, Kate.
YMCA. Okay. We get another stupid, artsy, long tracking shot of cute young actor walking through hallways or gyms or fucking, I don't know, Blockbuster? What the fuck is this?
2013?
He catches the guy tailing him, who's the same guy from before, in a parking garage and pushes up against his car and threatens him and smashes his phone, fucking whatever. I don't know, it's dumb. Lohan suddenly realizes the next day that her phone is not her phone. Mm-hmm. At least 12 hours later. I don't know how this is possible. How has she not realized? Like, maybe, okay, the tech guy has the exact same make and model of phone, and he has it set up so when they're on the same Wi-Fi, this phone will update, like, all the apps and all the data and all the pictures and all the texts, so it goes from her phone to this phone,
sure.
So there's carbon copies, but they never bother to say that. Mm-hmm. It's driving me crazy. She calls her cell phone from the landline phone that they have in 2013 for whatever fucking reason, just so this scene exists. The fake phone does not ring.
Okay.
Her real phone rings. She can't find where it is. So that means she must have had no calls and no texts.
What?
The entire night.
I'm a loser, and even I get fucking calls and texts in that time.
Doesn't make sense, Larry.
Oh, God.
I'm getting pissed off. I'm getting really pissed off. So, she hears the phone ring, and she can't find it. It's a long, time-consuming scene of her looking around. Oh, where's the phone ringing? Oh. Finally, she fucking finds it in Bateman's nightside table. Because they were sleeping in the same bed, whatever.
Okay.
So, she sneaks in, she's opening the door real slowly. She grabs her phone, which is still ringing because she hasn't hung up from the other phone. So it gets louder when she opens the door.
Phones don't ring that long, but okay.
And as soon as she reaches in, fucking Bateman's hand reaches over the bed, grabs her hand.
Of course.
What are you looking for? And he starts getting all creepy and weird. And starts screaming at her. And he's like, I know what you've been doing. I know you've been fucking CYA, you bitch. And he, like, throws her to the floor and punches the wall. Doesn't, you see? Because it looks pretty rough. And there's a whole thing in the New York Times article about how that scene was filmed and how they were uncomfortable. And maybe to fucking James Dean's credit, he was nervous about throwing her super hard, or I don't know. But then Paul Schrader was like, no, do it like this, and then just fucking chucked Lohan to the floor. And she was like, oh, that was great, let's do it again. And Schrader was like, no, once was good, I think Dean got it. And then when they actually did the shot, okay, whatever. Go read the article, it's fascinating.
What the fuck?
Who is Bateman going to kill?
Oh, come on!
You'll get 2 more. This one and 1 more. We're getting down to it.
Okay. I know you. I can see into your black jelly bean eyes. I can see into your fucking skull. And I know you're trying to fuck with me and tweak me. So I gotta go a left field pick. I am gonna say I'm going completely left field. I'm gonna say his assistant now.
Okay, so Bateman's assistant.
Yeah, CYA's girlfriend. Who's now absent from the plot. Left field. Left field.
All right.
Not going for like the gay effects director because he's I don't know.
Okay.
I'm going.
Yeah,
assistant.
He's pretty much done. He just had that one scene. Okay. So key young actor confess everything to the assistant, his girlfriend.
Okay, who's about to die.
She stays fairly composed during the confession, and then, behaving like the only rational person, says, because he confessed the whole thing, he's been in love with her the whole time, they fucked, just yesterday or whatever. He's like, we can talk about this for as long as you want today, but when we're done, I want you to get your shit out of here, and I don't want to see you again.
Our hero.
Yeah, basically. Like, instead of screaming at him, it's just like, okay, this is a problem. We might need to, have, like, what's the word? Debriefing session as a couple. So we can do that, but then get the fuck out of here. Basically. Which is a reason, that's good. That's an adult thing to do.
Absolutely.
So Bateman is at his therapist, or the Bateman, as my computer wanted to correct to. And he's saying how he felt objectified and powerless while Lohan took control of the situation and made him get blown in the bedroom. But he's quick to point out that even though she wanted the other guy to fuck him in the ass, he's like, nah, I ain't that gay. He said he hates feeling like he's not in control. There's some more therapy bullshit. We find out that the therapist, or the therapy is mandatory, or else Bateman's dad will pull his trust fund if he does go to therapy once a week.
Okay. Now, I don't know, did you, because I saw this randomly in the beginning of this episode, and I wanted to wait and see until we got to this part. So, do you know who the therapist is?
I know his name. It's Gus Van Sant.
Okay, because I saw the name in the cast list when I was looking at the IMDb of this, and I'm like, I knew that name. He's like a very famous director.
Oh.
I
guess he's friends with Schrader.
What was it?
What's he done?
Good Will Hunting?
Oh shit.
Milk?
Oh.
Drugstore Cowboy?
Okay.
Yeah. It's like not a nobody.
Schrader didn't used to be a nobody, so I guess he made friends.
It's just weird.
And now, in 2018, he's selling his goddamn toenail clippings.
What's he doing here? That was the $2,000 reward.
Right, yeah. Okay, so we get a weird scene where Bateman and CYA are both driving.
Together?
And no, separate cars.
Okay.
But they're on Bluetooth. And Bateman is just threatening the shit out of CYA.
Mm-hmm.
He's be like, how could you think you could go behind my back? You betrayed me. You don't know the first thing about this town. You best pack up and go back to where you came from, because I'm gonna destroy you, all this stuff.
I gotta say, I would not be threatened by a man who, in order to scare me off, had me blown. I feel like that's a man I could outwit. I mean, he may have had me blown by a man, but I feel like he doesn't understand threats, so I feel like I could take him in the arena of logic.
This is true. So, cute young actor, CYA, listens to the whole thing, but doesn't say anything. Which is kind of weird. Like, why wouldn't he hang up or, I don't know, yell back or tell him to get fucked? I don't know, it was weird. And Larry, one final time, who is Bateman going to kill?
Oh, God.
Because we're coming up on the murder. Or the suicide. There's that option.
Now I want to go even more out of left field, because it can't just be CYA. And if it was, it'd be really lame if you kept asking me and it just was the obvious choice, which would be CYA or Lohan.
Unless I'm metagaming, I know you wouldn't think that I would do the game.
That's so lame, though. It's lame, and you're a better showman than that. So this is my final choice, given all the evidence I've had up till now.
Yes.
Is it no one? It could be no one, but that's also kind of lame. I am going to say, for my final choice, well, he doesn't care about her anymore. I feel like it's either the assistant who just kicked out CYA, or the ex-girlfriend of CYA. That don't really work. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. Shit. Fuck, shit, stack.
I knew you were gonna say that. Don't you hate that song?
I do.
You hate Ray Duet. It's okay.
I don't know. Again, it's like Wes Anderson. I've grown up and realized, yeah, he's pretty funny. I don't like it. I just
Fuck
don't
shit,
like
Stack isn't as genius as I thought it was. When it first came out, I thought he was like fucking the best. Now
it's definitely not genius, but it's very catchy and it's halfway clever. Jesus Christ. I fucking don't know, Isaac. I want to be right. I don't think I'm going to be. I am going to stick with my choice that I said the last time. I'm going to say it's the assistant to CYA.
The assistant? Well, the assistant to Bateman, the girlfriend,
yes,
now the
ex-girlfriend, yes.
Okay.
I don't think that's right, but I'm in the weeds in this one now. It's too many.
You committed to your final answer.
Yeah.
Okay, so your first choice of 6, you said CYA, cute young actor.
Yeah.
Second choice, random girl, which turns out to be Bateman's ex-girlfriend. Third choice, also random girl, Bateman's ex-girlfriend. Yes. Fourth choice, CYA. Fifth choice, Bateman's assistant, CYA's girlfriend. Sixth and final choice, the assistant, the girlfriend, no ex-girlfriend, to CYA.
Yes.
Let me prepare my remarks. Bateman shows up at his ex-girlfriend's house and confronts her about lying on cute young actor's behalf.
Okay.
But apparently, it doesn't really seem to bother him all that much. Because he's all lovey with her and is like trying to re-ingratiate. Because last time we saw them together, she kicked him out for being kind of weird. Mm-hmm. And he says, your plan worked. You wanted my attention, and you got it. I'm not mad. I thought it was cute. And then he goes over, gets to the fridge, grabs a drink, and asks, but I'm just curious, how did you know CYA? And she says, oh, well, we used to date before he met, what's-her-face, fucking Lohan. And they're sort of talking about it. He's like, oh, does he have a big dick? Did you guys fuck a lot? Just kind of chatting. And then he goes over to the bathroom and stands in the shower while she's still in the living room. She assumes he's, just taking a piss. But we cut to him in, dim flickering lights, putting on yellow dishwashing gloves, and pulling a knife out of his pocket.
Damn it. I had it down to those two. Fuck, shit. Damn it. I tell you what, I got closer than I thought.
It was
I got closer than I thought I was going to get.
I was so nervous when you were narrowing in on fucking random girl on your second guess.
Yeah, you know what? Oh, man. Because that was serious. I was gonna switch it. Here's why I didn't pick her, because I knew it was gonna be either her, at the last guess, it was gonna be either her or the ex-assistant girlfriend, what the fuck ever. But I thought I was okay to be wrong, but I was gonna be angrier if I had it right and guessed 5, and then switched to guess 6. Damn it! So close. So close.
So he comes out of the bathroom with his gloves and his knife, and he's got a little, waterproof sweatshirt all zipped up, and he's got his hood on. He's so cute looking.
When does Huey Lewis in the News start?
Sometime soon. So she runs into the bedroom, but he stops her from closing the door and just murders her. We don't really see it. It's all off screen. Cute young actor is driving quickly and desperately trying to call ex-girlfriend, the murdered girl's phone. And finally, Bateman answers her phone and says, "I can't believe what you did to her, you sick fuck." And then hangs up. Uh-huh. So, another twist.
Yeah, sure.
Young actor shows up and pulls in the driveway and runs up the front steps and finds her body all stabbed up. And apparently, because they have like movie gaffes listed on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb, I didn't really see it, and I really tried to look for it, but one of the ones everyone was pointing out was there's a close-up of her like slashed up neck and bloody face as she's on the floor. And you're supposed to be able to see her pulse in her jugular, because she's actually not dead. But I was looking for it. I really couldn't see it. Maybe I just missed it, but anyway.
Huh.
So
I don't notice that's too small of a detail for me, really.
Yeah, I wouldn't really care. But it was people pointed it out, and I was looking for it, and I couldn't. But I mean, again, why would we do a close up of her neck? Because it's specifically
sure.
Sure. Okay. Bateman gets home. Lohan has a bag packed. Says she's going to leave, but she needs him to say that it's okay for her to go. He says it's okay, and then he goes on killing spree, kills her, kills everyone else.
I don't think that's true.
It's not true.
Okay.
It's kind of a sort of a tense scene or whatever, where you're like, oh god, is he gonna kill her? Oh. And then he's like, oh no, it's okay, I loved you, but fine, fuck it, whatever, leave. But I need something from you. She's like, yeah, sure, anything. I need an alibi. And she's confused, and I need an alibi for this certain time today. Something happened to Cynthia, who's his ex-girlfriend's name. Like, sure. Oh god, what happened to Cynthia? It's like, I need an alibi. I was here at this house at 4:30 p.m. with you, and it's all creepy and intense. And then he also says, if you ever are in a room with cute young actor again, I will kill him, and I will get away with it. And she's just sobbing and horrified. Fuck, stupid. Okay, cut a few months later. Lohan is out with her new guy, and they're on a double date. It's a mirror of the old scene, because this is the first scene, the last scene of fucking movie. Genius. It's like a sandwich. Through some shitty forced dialogue that crams a bunch of exposition. No one was arrested for the murder. Mm-hmm. The knife was found in a cute young actor's car. The thing that drives me crazy is you see cute young actor pull up in his car, get out of his car, run up to the front door to try to save Cynthia, fucking whatever. Uh-huh. Why in that shot do you not have, as soon as he runs away from the car, you just have fucking Bateman with the knife that he put in the car? Why don't you show him, just show up and just toss the knife through the window into the back seat or something?
Yeah, that's all I need to do.
No, you tell that 6 months later at a dinner table with two new characters. God damn.
Oh, for God's sake.
So, yeah, it's just awful, stupid dog. So Lohan's female friend goes to the bathroom and places a cell phone call. Do you know what a cell phone is, Larry? It's a cellular telephone. It's not connected.
No, can you explain it to me in great detail?
It's not connected to...
You fucking knob.
We find out someone sent her on this double date.
Oh, for God's sake.
To get information. But it turns out it's just cute young actor, and he just wants to know how Lohan's doing, because he still loves her. Aww. And that's the end of the fucking movie.
And kind of like being John Malkovich.
So stupid. This is the biggest fucking piece of self-aggrandizing trash I've ever seen in my life.
Ugh. Oh, God, that one smells. I can smell this one.
It's squicky, and it's pretentious, and it's crappy. Like, sometimes there's good, like, and I think maybe part of the reason you don't like Wes Anderson, he's a little pretentious. But he's...
Yes, just a little bit pretentious. He is definitely not smothered in it,
but he's
like delicious smothered wings.
He is talented. Maybe a little too pretentious. Paul Schrader is not anymore a talented man. So, I do have a master's thesis that's gonna get heavy.
Oh no.
Because I was thinking too much about what this old man was trying to do with this movie, and it was... Okay.
Uh-oh.
So put on your propeller beanie. We're going for a ride.
Okay.
This film is proof that the golden age of cinema is behind us, and modern Hollywood is a cesspool of sex and delusion. Only through the masterful directing of Paul Schrader can we see the movie industry itself crumble from within a film that is itself a phoenix rising from the ashes. With Renoir-like brushstrokes, random shots of dilapidated cinemas reaffirm the destruction of film that has been underway over the last several decades. The picture yearns for better days and better films, such as Taxi Driver and Raging Bull, both wonderful, wonderful films. Back when Hollywood was honest, and no one ever used their bodies to progress their careers in any way, shape, or form. In a move that climbs several levels above self-aware irony, Schrader has cast a Hollywood reject and tabloid sensation, and made her pull out her titties for the first time on camera, in a desperate bid to get anyone to actually watch this movie. Plunging deeper into his own self-awareness, or possibly his subconscious. The film is a metaphor for a young man looking eastward towards sunrises and new horizons, who then slowly turns over the course of a lifetime to look west, through the glitz and grime of Hollywood, into the sun set slowly into a blackening ocean. Whether or not consciously intended, the film proves that elsewhere, beyond the scope of this movie, there exists a living, pulsing art of cinema, while here, a man ages in his own small corner of the world and becomes lost.
Well, that's a legitimate critical review.
Yeah, well, I typed up even less funny, more serious review, and I was like, well, this just won't work. But yeah,
you got to put that on IMDb, not the better one, the more serious one, because that's pretty goddamn impressive.
But once I was really thinking about it, it's you're just so full of shit. You don't understand. You've aged. Artist, fine. You just aged. You like nostalgic things, not new things. It'll happen to all of us. It's the part of life, man.
It's happening already for some of us.
So that was the fucking Kenyans. God, that took 2 hours. I've never done a movie review that long. I hate you, Larry. I hate you.
Wait, welcome to my fucking life every week.
I hate your beard. I hate your face. I hate your glasses. I hate your paintings on your wall.
Oh, they ain't done nothing to anyone.
Oh, God.
So, here's my biggest question.
Yes.
The fuck is the Canyons?
I was wondering that. I'm guessing it's some artsy poet bullshit like the canyons between all of us, and we can never have true connections because there's so much open space between each other's hearts.
Oh, for fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Jesus.
Fucking drivel. That's 14-year-old poet bullshit. Cocksucking motherfucker.
Just from your review, now I only watched a couple minutes of this, and it was a while ago. What the Canyons sounds like to me, it's like they got the cast of the movie together, and then in the universe, the world of the movie, they're like, all right, so we don't have a plot, so you guys just kind of figure it out.
That's pretty close to it.
It's what it sounded like. Because there's not really... It's like Game of Thrones without anything else but, like, the back and forths.
Yeah, it's just intersecting...
I'm flapping my hands around like a Muppet, like that helps, but... there's just...
The intersecting of their relationships. But
without any substance.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a grown-up version of F the Prom.
Yeah,
without anything happening.
And then all of a sudden, to make it a serious movie, oh shit, he just murdered someone who he didn't have a whole lot of reason to murder her. Like,
yeah, not really.
Like she kind of fucked up his relationship, but it was already fucked up. Like, I don't get why he wouldn't kill CYA. Because he's the one that's the Lohan. And I don't know why he would leave CYA and Lohan alive when he's already a murderer.
Kill Lohan.
I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. Schrader probably thinks it's some fucking commentary on something.
Raging Bull is an amazing movie that I have a great respect for.
Did you say Raging Bud? That sounds like a great movie.
No one called you spaghetti. Get back to obscurity where you belong.
God damn it. Oh god, we've gone on so long. Did you have any final questions or thoughts? Any burning desires?
I mean, that's what a shit pile.
Yeah, really dull. More dull, I think, than anything else I've seen.
Yeah, it sounds like it, but at least it's bad dull too.
Yeah, I mean, not
skeevy dull.
Yeah, I didn't like watching it twice. Some of the movies I'm okay watching twice. I'll be like, this one just sucked.
Ugh. Well, thank you, James, my friend in DM, for making Isaac suffer with that recommendation.
James, next time you have Larry shackled in the dungeon, please bury something fragile deep in his ass so he has to go to the ER to have it removed.
There's already 2 Fabergé eggs in there. If I move more than 4 feet a day, they're going to crack and just muss up my insides real bad.
How much would you have to get paid to suck a hard-boiled egg out of Nolan Funk's asshole?
$2,001.
Okay, it'll be on their Kickstarter, the next movie.
Yep. The Canyons 2. More canyons. Oh, and with that, another cycle of episodes comes to a close.
And we're moving on to yet another cycle, because we...
Oh, one thing, I think I did it for Pirates of the Caribbean, but did you... we wanted to try... We have trouble keeping up with our bits because we usually get so off the rails. Did you want to give this a rating out of 10?
Oh, right, I should do that. Yeah, I guess 1.5. It's bad.
Wow. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not a complete 0, because every once in a while Lohan acts her part well. Mm-hmm. And, I don't know. There is, I mean, there's not really a plot, but like, the first time watching it, at least, it was kind of interesting to watch things unfold. Like, the second time going back, it wasn't really interesting watching it twice. Like, go back to certain movies, like Usual Suspects is a good example.
Oh,
one, the twist.
I was gonna say Usual Suspects, which I could watch a million times and be thrilled.
And you go back, you see all the little things. There was maybe 4 little things. I was like, oh, because this is gonna happen. So, yeah, but that was it. That's all it had going for it. Really. So it was really bad. 1.5. Almost as bad as it gets.
It's pretty rough. That's where would you rate it in Bowled's episodes? Like, is that because I think it's safe to say that Perfect Sisters was probably your lowest point.
Yeah.
Unless you would contest that with something else, but
No.
As far as I can tell,
I think that's correct. There was another one I was bitching about a lot recently, but I can't remember which one it was.
Really, I was listening to some old episodes at work because I forgot my iPod, and I was listening to old episodes today, and you really didn't like Smosh the movie either.
Oh yeah, that was pretty bad. That's so sexist. Like, come on, guys. Don't be like that.
I can't believe they didn't have Steve Austin in the bear costume. It just blows my mind.
But But yeah, this is probably technically the worst movie. I didn't get as angry as this one as I did about Perfect Sisters. But yeah, just overall, like, just so little worked for this.
Yeah. Ah, dear. Well, moving on to the future.
Yeah. So I gotta retaliate.
Uh-huh.
And we gotta start talking about next week. Now,
I'm a little afraid.
Next week, you are going to be watching a Netflix original.
You did mention that.
Which will be the second Netflix original we've done, because we True Memoirs of an International Assassin. God, that's a mouthful.
And it'll be my first on this show. I'm very interested. I took a little look-see, but now there's so many it's really, there's no way to tell.
This movie is interesting, and I watched this a long time ago. Well, not the whole movie, but I watched, because I usually watch maybe 5-10 minutes tops to get a taste. I ended up watching like 30 minutes of this.
Oh, interesting.
And it was really late at night, so I don't know. Maybe I just was sleep deprived and giggling in amusement, but I kind of liked it. Like, I knew it wasn't good, but it was like, it was fun. Huh. But it's really panned critically. And I'm sure it's not good. So I don't know. I mean, sometimes I just because I like my goofy Adam Sandler movies. Maybe they just scratched an itch for me.
I think I know.
No,
I was afraid of this.
No, it's not an Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, okay.
It's not. But it's I'm curious what did it for me then. And I after your review, because I don't want to watch it again or watch more of it, but after your review, I'm probably going to go back and watch it. It stars a man who has starred in one of our previous episodes.
Oh, no.
And it has a very weird parallel to a movie that we would probably never put on Bowels, because I think we both adore.
Uh-huh.
This movie...
What movie might that be?
...is called Naked.
Okay. Oh, no!
Starring Marlon Wayans of the Wayans Brothers.
No! Oh, God, why?
I won't spoil where this movie surely draws inspiration from.
The circle is complete.
I'll leave that to you, but it's
naked.
Weird.
Rob's madly in love and about to be married. Unfortunately, he's also naked, stuck in an elevator, and caught in a time loop?
Okay, so they spoil it there. It's Groundhog's Day, but he's naked. No, this is not real. I'm seeing it. God, he's doing the same. He's Wayans-ing it up. The Wayans only have so many talents.
He's making the Wayan facial expressions that is a family trait. Oh, fuck me.
Oh, God.
Ooh. Yeah, you're right. I'm sure you do. I absolutely love Groundhog's Day with all my heart.
It's a fine movie.
One of the I don't have a lot of great memories with my father. Let's leave it at that. But and he is not a man who would like those kind of movies. But we both watched it together for the first time many years ago, and both absolutely loved it, and had this very strange bonding moment where we kind of realized, all right.
Yeah,
so
that's the cool thing about a lot of movies. I think we were talking about that with Seinfeld, about you and your family, and I had the same thing with that was my usher into adulthood. I was like 9 or 10. I was like, oh, I can watch Seinfeld, which is a grown-up show, and I can participate with the family.
I'm just watching the fucking silently playing the trailer, because Netflix originals play the trailers. It's just Groundhog Day with Marlon Wayans.
Yep.
You fucking shit.
Now, why did I like it?
Because you're
I know it wasn't good, but we're gonna fuck it out.
We're gonna find out. We might fuck it up. Might have to.
Now, that's next week's episode 21. The following week, episode 22, you're gonna be serving up a hot platter or something for me.
It's kind of... I swear to God, Isaac, one of the reasons that you and I are comedy partners and we get along so well at this.
Oh, Lord.
Is because I think we're the same person. We think about a lot of things very similarly.
In many ways, yes. Oh, no.
Because we, much like you just described to me,
oh, no.
The movie you're going to be watching is a movie I've also seen before. And weirdly, in some way, because of circumstances, kind of love.
Oh.
But is also the worst piece of shit.
Oh, no.
And it also has ties to a movie we've done before, and I think you know what's coming. It has ties to a movie we've done before on this show. And Isaac, what do you remember about several episodes ago when you watched a movie that was part of the Great North trilogy? Done by one Kevin Smith. That's right.
No.
It's on Netflix. You're watching Tusk.
No. No. How did that happen?
I squealed like a cross between an infant and a pig when I was at home alone and saw that Tusk was like featured on my Netflix. And I said, yes! At last!
Oh. It was
That's
an
right.
interview of his career, but what he walked into was a perverted horror experiment, and he was the subject.
Tusk has a lot of personal history for me in many ways. There is a journey I took with Tusk.
I really don't want to...
And now, you're going to take that journey. You're going to go down the Kevin Smith road again. Because the movie you watched, Yoga Hosers, is the somewhat spiritual sequel to Tusk in that it has the same characters in it.
Yes. Which is,
Different
Tusk
situation.
is 1, Yoga Hosers is 2 of the Great North
Correct.
trilogy.
Do you remember what 3 was?
I do.
The 3 doesn't exist
It's
yet.
in the works. Although, hopefully, Kevin Smith realizes the error of his ways and shelves
He
this
won't.
one.
He will not. You never
Because
learns.
he's described it as basically the movie Jaws, but with moose. And I can't remember the title though.
Moose Jaws.
That's what it was. Right. Fuck.
So that's what you're going to be watching, and that stars. And I don't remember what you called them in the episode, but does not star the 2 girls.
Big nose and little nose.
That's
I
right.
objectified them for their looks, even though they weren't 18 yet.
They are in this movie as the same characters. So you'll get to, and so is Johnny Depp. So you'll get to relive that fun little ride you had. You're going back to the north, Isaac.
I don't want to go back to Canada.
That is red, white, but never blue.
Oh, fuck you and your fucking Canada knowledge.
So, there you have it.
Well, stay tuned, because the next couple episodes are gonna be a fucking shit dick fest. Thank you so much for listening. Sorry this episode was so long, but you can blame Paul Schrader, James Dean, and Lindsay Lohan for that bullshit. Fucking, yeah, look at how all their careers are doing.
Yeah, for real.
James Dean still makes a lot of money. God damn it.
James Dean's character is in the movie I can't do it. He's a rapist, allegedly.
The character is allegedly a rapist, and the actor is allegedly a rapist.
Yeah. James Dean is a rapist in the movie, allegedly. See what I did there? With
Yes.
no pauses?
Insert that pregnant 9-month pause, Larry.
Yeah. And remember, if anyone wants to come at this podcast, it's me. Keep it off of Isaac. I'm the one who's towing the line.
Larry,
Come at me.
we've shared legal responsibility since we were declared a civil union.
Yeah, it's true.
But
It's really, yeah.
thank you so much for
We're
listening.
like podcast and law married.
I think we might have hit to a calendar year first. We have a few more episodes.
Shit,
But
okay.
get there soon. But thank you so much for listening. If you want to find us online, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, both at Pals of Netflix. If you want to send an email, let us know what you think of the show, any suggestions for movies or suggestions for the podcast, just send that to palsofnetflix@gmail.com. Don't forget to rate and subscribe and tell your friends. We'd really like to get more listeners and keep growing this little thing. It's our baby. So we're excited to have it out in the world. It's pretty cool. And we just have so much fun doing it. We want to keep doing it.
Very much so.
And thank you to Kevin MacLeod from Incompetech.com. All his music is what's featured on this episode. The details or the specific credits are in the details of this episode. You can go to his website again, Incompetech.com. Get royalty-free music if you have any projects you're working on that need some nifty tunes, or whatever the kids are saying these days.
We're so old.
I know. I'm gonna be 30.
We're gonna be right there with Paul Schrader.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We're dying soon.
Yeah, it's coming up. Featured next week, Pals of Netflix, the murder-suicide.
That's right, the first podcast to have a live death. Oh, that's probably not true.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. Shit.
Well, on that happy note, thank you so much for listening.
Thanks, everybody. Smell you later. Allegedly.